My friend, opening week is finally here and the Buffalo Bills sidelines are on fire. Very hot information has just come out that could completely change how the team takes the field against the Ravens in prime time. There's a veteran player catching the eye in an unexpected way, a delicate decision involving the defense that could affect the lineup, and even the possibility of a major reinforcement emerging behind the scenes. I managed to find out everything and I'll reveal it to you now. But first, if you truly love the Bills, like and subscribe to the channel, because what I'm going to tell you today hasn't appeared anywhere yet. What many don't know, and what could be the Buffalo Bills' big secret in Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens, is that a seemingly inconspicuous name could be the standout. Khalil Shakir, the wide receiver who, despite not being the center of attention, has the potential to be a big veteran surprise this early in the season. Last year, Shakir was more than just a supporting player. He had a standout season, finishing as the team leader in targets, receptions, and yards. Despite being an often overlooked figure, his impact on games was undeniable. Now, as the Bills prepare for their matchup against the Ravens, Shakir has a unique opportunity to prove he can be the cornerstone of Buffalo's offense, especially in such a pivotal matchup. But why is Shakir's name now emerging as a potential secret weapon? The answer lies in the weakness of one of Baltimore's greatest strengths, its defense against slot receivers. The Ravens' second string is traditionally strong, but in 2024 they showed significant weaknesses against slot receivers, allowing the 6th and 9th most wins to that position in the entire league. This means that, in theory, Buffalo's slot receiver has fertile ground to shine. And who better to exploit these weaknesses than Khalil Shakir, a player who excels precisely in that role. Shakir was a top 8 NFL receiver in receiving yards from the slot in 2024. He's agile, intelligent, and has excellent chemistry with Josh Allen, making him a highly reliable option when the pressure mounts. While many eyes are on Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, Shakir could become Allen's unexpected target, quietly but devastatingly breaking down the Ravens' defense. With Josh Allen leading the Bills' experience, it's natural that the opposing defense's primary focus will be on even rookie tight end Dalton Kincaid. However, the Ravens will have to contend with the surprise, Shakir's characteristics. Allen, known for distributing the ball well, will likely turn to Shakir when he needs a quick, reliable option to escape the pressure of the Baltimore defense. The game against the Ravens could require Allen to unleash his full potential, and if the opposing defense starts to focus too much on Davis, Shakir could become the perfect outlet. The pressure in the passing game can be intense, but an unexpected receiver like him has the ability to change the pace of the game and create big plays in decisive moments. If there's one thing that characterizes a season premiere, it's an opportunity to stand out and establish yourself. The Ravens' second season may have trouble adjusting to Shakir, especially if he picks up the pace early. This could be Shakir's chance to establish himself as a true threat in Buffalo's offense, something that could ensure his name is even more prominent in conversations about the Bills' biggest stars. And this is where Shakir's importance extends beyond the playing field. Fantasy football, for example, could be a perfect arena for him to shine. Many players participating in fantasy leagues may be overlooking Shakir or not considering him a strong option. But if you're looking for a bold move, he could be the piece you've been looking for to boost your momentum. The Ravens' defense will need adjustments, and Khalil Shakir could be the X-factor in this debut. And while Josh Allen's trust in Shakir could be decisive in attack, on defense the uncertainty surrounding Tre'Davious White opens up another important debate. Uncertainty looms over the Buffalo Bills' defense, and the reason is one that would keep any fan awake at night. Tre'Davious White, the cornerstone of the secondary, is dealing with a groin injury and could miss the opening game against the Ravens. It's not just the absence of one player, it's the loss of the quiet leader who sets the pace and provides security for the entire defensive unit. And when it comes to facing Baltimore, any slip-up could be costly. After all, we're talking about a fast, creative offense with Lamar Jackson exploiting every gap on the field. With White in doubt, the big question is, who will take on the role of containing opposing receivers and maintaining the high standard of Buffalo's defense? The answer isn't simple, but two options are on defensive coordinator Bobby Babbich's mind: Dorian Strong and Jamarcus Ingram. Forte, the rookie, has been turning heads in practice. In recent weeks, he's shown technical improvement, route discipline, and, above all, confidence. Babbich didn't hide his passion when talking about the youngster, highlighting how he's absorbed the defensive system and translated it onto the field. There's something intriguing about Strong, the feeling that he could be an unexpected piece no one anticipated, the kind of player who appears out of nowhere and changes the tone of a season. But on the other hand, there's the experience of Jamarcus Ingram. He's not the name that grabs headlines or the most talked about guy on the roster, but within the locker room, his importance is recognized. Ingram is the reliable defender, one who understands pressure situations and knows how to position himself intelligently. If the opponent seeks to confuse the defense, Ingram is the one who ensures the correct reading of the play. He's the veteran who can provide stability when everything seems to be slipping out of control. This dilemma, betting on on Strong's explosive potential or Ingram's solid, sure-footed approach creates a fascinating scenario. Because regardless of the choice, both will have the chance to prove their worth in one of the toughest matches of the first week. White's absence, painful as it may be, opens the door for new leadership to emerge and perhaps bring freshness to a defense that is already one of the most respected in the NFL. There's one detail that can't be ignored. If Buffalo manages to limit the Ravens' aerial attack even without White, it will send a powerful message to the rest of the league. It will mean that the Bills' defense doesn't rely on a single man, but rather on a robust, disciplined system prepared for any challenge. It's precisely this kind of narrative that can transform doubts into confidence and pressure into fuel for the season. Whether Strong surprises analysts with his rookie energy or Ingram holds the fort with his consistency, one thing is certain. The night against Baltimore will be a test of fire for Buffalo's secondary. And maybe, just maybe, it will be the beginning of a new story of protagonism within this defense. But the concern doesn't end there, because in addition to the uncertainty at cornerback, there's also an urgent discussion about depth at safety. The NFL's eyes are on Buffalo, and the current conversation involves a familiar name, Jabril Peppers. After being released by the New England Patriots, the safety has been speculated as a potential reinforcement for the Bills, raising the question that analysts often ask: should Buffalo act quickly and add this extra weight to its secondary? The Bills' defense is already solid. No one questions that. But the problem isn't the talent of the starters. It's the depth. Injuries happen. Unforeseen events arise. And in a long season like the NFL's, relying solely on the first line of defense can be risky. This is precisely where Pepper's name gains traction. At 28 years old, with 85 career starts, he's already involved in virtually every type of offense possible. His experience could be a differentiator in the locker room, especially in a department that needs confidence to face elite quarterbacks week after week. And what does Peppers bring to the table? Versatility. He's not just a traditional safety who covers the field. Throughout his career, he's demonstrated his ability to play multiple roles, covering tight ends, helping against the run game, and even contributing in special moments as a returner. This multiplicity of roles makes him a true all-around player, capable of offering immediate solutions in different game situations. For a defense already boasting big names like Jordan Poyer, Taylor Rapp, and rookie Cole Bishop, Peppers' arrival could represent that fine-tuning that transforms a good unit into an impenetrable wall. But the central question remains: do the Bills really need him? On the one hand, the secondary already has proven talent, and relying on the development of the youngsters could be a path forward. On the other hand, when considering the playoffs, where every detail matters, having a veteran accustomed to big games could be the missing asset. Pepper's experience in pressure situations, combined with his aggressiveness and instinct, is something not often found on the market this time of year. The debate is even more pressing given the uncertainty surrounding Tre'Davious White and the adjustments defensive coordinator Bobby Babich needs to make to the passing game. With the season just around the corner, the Bills' front office may have to quickly decide whether to rely solely on what they already have on the roster or look for a ready-made player who can deliver an immediate impact. Whether as a rotation starter or a strategic piece in specific packages, Peppers will bring a new layer of security to Buffalo's defense. And, let's face it, in an AFC packed with explosive offenses, with Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert on the schedule, it never hurts to have an extra card up your sleeve. Therefore, bringing in Peppers isn't just an emergency signing, but a smart move, capable of strengthening the squad's confidence and expanding their playmaking possibilities. Now, it remains to be seen whether the Bills' front office will take the risk and take this step, or whether they will trust that the youth of the secondary will be enough to face the league's giants. With the Buffalo Bills opener against the Baltimore Ravens approaching, what will Khalil Shakir's role be on offense? How can he become a key player against Baltimore's fragile secondary? And who will take on the responsibility of covering opposing receivers if Tre'Davious White is out? Furthermore, should the Bills rely on an experienced reinforcement like Jabril Peppers to further strengthen the defense? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Buffalo Bills news.